starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Dan Hagan. Welcome to Up North at 4. I'm not in the studio today. I'm in Mosinee. I'll be covering President Trump's visit this evening. Jeff and I will talk about that soon. Also on the show, we will continue our Recovery Month series, and we will go back to an old favorite of mine, the man behind the sweet corn in Rhinelander. We will get to all of that in a bit, but first, here's Jeff with weather.
All right, Dan, let's start here. A hard freeze is likely tonight for the counties shaded here in blue. Around that is a frost advisory this evening. We're going to have low temperatures down upper 20s for the counties here in dark blue, and then near 30 for light blue areas. So get ready. If you still have sensitive plants outside, that's going to be a death wish for them, as we'll have really cold temperatures tonight. Outside right now, though, we're back in the 50s. It's refreshingly cool, but sunny outside right now. Manitowoc Wires, you're at 53, 57 for Mosinee. A couple of 60s mixed in here right now as well. But as soon as the sun sets tonight at 7:04, it's going to get very chilly very quickly around here. And we are the cool kids. Everyone else is kind of in the heat right now still across the Midwest. Omaha, you're 70, Des Moines, 71. Even a few 80s well off to the west of us, but those are not coming our way anytime soon. But warmer temperatures are on the way. Are you ready for this? Tomorrow, not so much. 57, 60 on Saturday, but a slow climb upward Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and those are mid-70s back in the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday. Keeping in mind, Tuesday is the first official day of fall. All right, looking outside now, there's lots of sunshine across the area as we speak. A few clouds are mixing in from time to time, no big deal at all. As there is a little system to the west of us now, that will fall apart as the sun sets this evening, and we are in for mostly clear skies tonight. We could use some rainfall. It's been dry for several days. It's going to continue to be dry probably till Tuesday and a Wednesday of next week. Here's the latest drought monitor keeping across the west. Has been very dry for us. A few pockets of dryness in here, otherwise looking pretty good. That will change most likely by next Thursday. Your forecast for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies and cool with low temperatures down near 28. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale ends Saturday. Get this stylish, comfy sectional for just $9.98 and get the storage ottoman free. Or an incredible price on the Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress. Plus, get free shipping with no minimum. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture.
It was in February. I was playing pond hockey and literally had to be helped up. I was in constant pain after that. So I came to Dr. Drager and they started me on the laser treatment. I realized as I've gone through this every day I was feeling better, and I am so happy with coming to see Dr. Drager.
Contact Drager Chiropractic in Eagle River to see if high-intensity laser treatment is right for you. Call 715-479-5995.
Experience comfort that you never had before. Experience dependability. Experience Marcel's. For decades, more homes in Wisconsin have been burning bright with the warmth and glow of a Heat and Glow fireplace from Marcel's.
For over 3 generations, from design to complete installation and the best warranty in the industry, we'll provide you the fireplace experience you've always dreamed of. Stop in today and start enjoying your hearthwarming experience with Heat and Glow and Marcel's. We look forward to you being a part of our family.
A technical education is more valuable and essential than ever, with 2/3 of careers in 2020 requiring hands-on skills. Nicolet College provides a quality education and programs that are more flexible, affordable, and relevant in today's careers. For added flexibility, select programs offer monthly start dates and personalized learning. Plus, with courses offered on campus or online, there's a program suited for everyone. Nicolet College is the next step toward your successful career.
Huge auction, Minocqua, Wisconsin. Chevy truck, John Deere Gator, Can-Am ATV, large amounts of expensive Northwoods furniture, tools, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Get your new dock or boat lift from Dvorak's Docks during the Dirty Dock Sale. Dvorak's Docks on Highway 45 Elko. Stop in or call 275-DOC.
Bruce Orthodontics, changing lives one smile at a time. Rhinelander, Minocqua, Eagle River, Phillips, and the greater Northwoods area. Treating patients of all ages.
Incredible savings on mattresses during the big Sealy sale now at Slumberland. Get a Sealy Queen mattress as low as $99 or a luxurious Sealy Posturepedic for $9.99 plus free shipping. The big Sealy sale at Slumberland.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. I'm in Mosinee. Jeff, you're back at the studio right now. Jeff, how are you doing?
Hey, Dan. Yeah, this is the second time the president has been to CWA in the last 3 years. Last week, the president's son was in Rothschild. Do you get the impression that the campaign is taking Wisconsin seriously?
You know, Jeff, I thought we were going to start with some banter here, maybe some light conversation, but I like your dedication to journalism. Let's talk about Wisconsin right now. It's one of the few tipping point states in the country. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, North Carolina, and Florida are the big six right now. The president and the Biden's team are both spending like 90% of their money in just those 6 states. And like you mentioned, Donald Trump Jr. was here earlier this week. President Biden, Vice President Biden, I should say, has been here earlier as well. So clearly both campaigns are making Wisconsin a priority for this November.
And I see you are wearing a mask. You know, the guidelines, the president's own guidelines suggest wearing a mask. I'm curious what you see, what the press corps is going through in preparation for tonight's event.
So I'll address the mask issue first. You know, I don't think I've seen a single mask when I've been walking through the crowd behind me. And by the way, probably about 250, 300 people here at CWA this early. Again, the president isn't speaking until 8 p.m. and actually spoke to an Anago gentleman. He's about 17 years old. He's not allowed to vote yet, but he still came here last night at about 11 o'clock and he slept here. So definitely a lot of excitement here.
Yeah, and the president has a lot of support in Wisconsin. Latest polling suggests he's trailing Joe Biden by about 5 or 6 points. What do we expect to hear from the president tonight?
That is a good question, Jeff. A theme that he's been talking about recently is law and order, especially with this unrest. Some polls have indicated that many people are becoming kind of fatigued with the unrest. They started very popular right after the George Floyd killing, but as it has progressed and as even Kenosha has progressed, people have become less empathetic of that cause.
Yeah, and there's some talk in the news today. You know, Robert Redfield, the president's CDC director, came out yesterday and said, you know, masks are actually going to be more effective than an actual vaccine in the future. Do you think the president will talk about that this evening?
Your guess is as good as mine, Jeff. I'm sure he'll talk about that vaccine. He talked about it with George Stephanopoulos the other day, how it will be coming out sooner rather than later. No indication when that will actually come out. I can't tell you, Jeff. He's kind of been waffling on the mask. I've heard him be pro-mask. I've heard him be, sometimes people don't like masks. Similarly, with that George Stephanopoulos interview, he talked about how a waiter doesn't like wearing a mask because it's kind of uncomfortable for them. So it's hard to see. I'm excited to see what he says tonight about masks.
Yeah, lots of excitement there at CWA this evening. The president begins to speak, I think, at what, 8 p.m. this evening, Dan?
Yep, 8 p.m. Yep, Jeff.
Okay, then how will your coverage be tonight?
Yeah, so we got here about 11 a.m. We've kind of just been interviewing people, getting some background footage for what we'll be doing at 5, 6, and maybe even 10. 5 and 6, myself and Justin Betty, he's here as well. We'll each be going live during the 5 and 6 o'clock shows. I'll be leading off the 5 o'clock show, talking with some supporters. I have some sound from some very passionate people for the president. And then we'll do a similar thing at 6 p.m. And then it's kind of up in the air for 10 p.m., honestly, because we don't know how long the president is going to speak. He spoke for more than an hour and a half last time he was in Mosinee, back in 2018. If he falls in that hour and a half territory, we should have time to speak to you guys at 10 o'clock. But we'll see how long his speech goes tonight, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, so we'll have live team coverage from Justin, Betty, and you at 5, 6, and 10. Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. We still have a fun show for you today, even though it won't be live per se. And by the way, I'm pre-taping this because they're doing a check of our bags around 4 p.m., so that's why we couldn't do it live. But we will talk to a recovery coach in Wausau who focus on Christianity, and we also revisit the corn maze guy, Tom Doyle. I love that segment. And we will have one last look at your weather at the end of the show. We'll see you then.
Strains, sprains, and fractures can happen at any time. To save you time and money, visit one of Bone & Joint's walk-in care locations. Our orthopedic providers have experience treating injuries affecting bones, joints, and soft tissues. Bone & Joint Walk-in Care.
The most overlooked feature of a home is the most important part, and that's your roof. Your roof protects your home from the elements and is a big part of your curb appeal. I'm Mike Holmes, and I want you to choose the roof that will maintain its beauty for years to come. Atlas Pinnacle Pristine Shingles with Scotchgard Protector have my seal of approval. You'll have a lifetime of protection against ugly black streaks, and that's making it right.
Save today with 11% off Atlas Shingles. Right now at Menards.
During Joe Biden's 47 years in Washington, Made in America was replaced with Made in China. Biden's bad trade deals put China first, and American workers paid the price. Millions of jobs lost to Mexico and China. Donald Trump is the jobs president. He helped create millions of jobs. Factories returned. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and women saw record gains. President Trump will always put America first.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Forest, Oneida, and Vilas counties established permanent drop-off locations for residents to dispose of unused medications. Unused prescriptions can create public health and safety concerns. If you are looking for an opportunity to dispose of unused medications, please visit one of the established permanent drop-box locations in your community. For more information, contact your local law enforcement department or the Marshfield Clinic Pharmacy in Minocqua. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Forest, Oneida, and Vilas counties.
Tomahawk Sports Center is northern Wisconsin's one-stop shop for UTVs, ATVs, snowmobiles, boats and motors, watercraft, docks, and waterfront equipment with a large selection of products like Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, Can-Am ATV and UTVs, Manitou and Godfrey pontoons, Alumacraft fishing boats, Evinrude Service Honda and Yamaha outboards. Tomahawk Sports Center is your next stop for fun. A family-run business with a long history of personal service before and after the sale. When you think fun in the Northwoods, think Tomahawk Sports Center.
Strains, sprains, and fractures can happen at any time. To save you time and money, visit one of Bone & Joint's walk-in care locations. Our orthopedic providers have experience treating injuries affecting bones, joints, and soft tissues. Bone & Joint Walk-in Care.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. I'm Dan Hagan. We are still doing Recovery Month here on WJFW. And joined with me today is Linda Schlitz. She's with Faucet of Hope, based out of Wausau. Linda, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I appreciate it.
So Faucet of Hope is using Christianity to help people with their recovery journey. Tell me more about Faucet of Hope.
Well, I started this many years ago. My journey started actually in 1976. So I've been working with that for over 40 years now. And I started into the ministry working with people, teaching and all kinds of things. And then 30 years ago, I became a counselor. And in that process, I've worked with a lot of people. And my own journey was really hard for me to admit that I had a problem. I was a professional. And there's a lot of shame involved with admitting that you've got alcohol or a mental illness. And 40 years ago when I started this, it was easier because I had a lot of things that had gone wrong and I was really at the bottom. And it wasn't until 30 years ago when I actually went back to school and became a counselor that I realized, oh my gosh, I should have a better handle on this because I had started drinking again. Drinking in Wisconsin is normal. So I had 10 years sober and then I started drinking again. And I drank for 10 years. And it was difficult because my friends were all professionals. And it's not that there's anything wrong with drinking, but this is the difficult part. When does it become a problem? And that's what I had a hard time with. I did not want to admit that what started as a glass of wine with dinner ended up being buying the boxes, went from one bottle to a bigger bottle to a box to a bigger box. And it was finally getting to me and I was driving under the influence and it was very difficult. And now that I've been counseling for 30 years, what I've realized is there is a lot of people out there. There's pastors, there's doctors, there's nurses, there's lawyers, there's teachers that are caught in the addiction, whether it's prescription pills, alcohol, even pornography. They're caught in these things and they don't even dare reach out for help for two reasons. One is they don't want to lose their jobs. The other is once you get a diagnosis on insurance, it kind of sticks with you. So there's a stigma involved and they're afraid that people are going to notice. The other thing is that my clients and my students are in the same town. So for those of us in the Northwoods, it's hard to go and seek help without running into somebody that knows you, that may go out and tell people, and that could pose a problem. So I started this business so people could have private, confidential help online in a setting that nobody needs to know about.
Well, thank you so much for what you do, Linda. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Christianity aspect of all of this. How does that come into how you're helping people?
Well, I have found, being a Christian myself and now having written 2 books about my journey and things that I have found that were helpful, that's how I came to my change. It was through kind of a miraculous experience of actually reading the Bible, falling back on some of the things in my own faith growing up, but realizing there was some really great tools in there that coincide with the AA model, with the 12-step, that was actually started by a pastor who realized that there was a need for a structure to recovery. And so those 12 steps were very helpful to me. So I've kind of combined it, like a lot of other organizations have out there, to use the Bible with the 12 steps, along with my own personal journey of working step 11, which is praying for the knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry that out. So that's how my last book came to be. It's actually a meditation book that uses my daily experience of struggle, and then using the Bible, a scripture verse, and then praying, and then actually listening to what God tells me and writing that down, and then saying, am I going to listen to what God's directed me to, which is being here today, contacting you. Those are the kinds of things that I have found in my journey is really important.
Thanks so much, Linda. And if people want to find out more about Faucet of Hope, how can they find you?
They can go to my website, Linda with an I, Larson with an O, Schlitz like the beer, LindaLarsonSchlitz.com. They can sign up for my workshop that I am doing tonight at 7 o'clock. It will be the beginning, actually, of an academy that I'm starting Christians in Addiction Recovery, Christians Addiction Recovery Academy, and they can find that on Facebook. But I'm going to be helping people to actually go through a very deep process of recovery that will help them to actually be teachers and coaches themselves to help others. That is the key. It's finding a purpose. And through this pandemic, people need a purpose. If they're stuck at home, how do you deal with that daily? I can tell you this, you can't do it alone. You need to reach out.
That's been a common theme through the conversations I've been having. Community, friends, support, that's a big thing. And good to hear that you're preaching that as well. And it sounds like you have a good option this evening for people who might need some help. So thanks for joining me today, Linda Larson Schlitz, and have a good rest of your day.
Okay, thank you.
Our current president has failed. He's failed to protect us. He's failed to protect America. As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America without exception every time. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
Fall is one of our favorite seasons at Trader's. Our boutique is loaded with the latest fall fashion and jewelry.
Check out our unique boots, shoes, and purses, fabulous fall home decor, and our adorable grandkids in our baby boutique.
Find something you'll love at Trader's.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
It's Champion Septic's Customer Appreciation Giveaway. Have your septic or holding tank pumped between now and November 12th to be entered to win one of the 5 big prizes. Drawing November 15th at Cabaret Cove in Rhinelander. Champion Septic, your septic system specialist.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And it lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
We're committed to making Jardiance available and affordable. With our savings card, eligible patients pay as little as $0.
We can't deal with an economic crisis until you beat the pandemic. You can't have an economic comeback when almost 1,000 Americans die each day from COVID. Mr. President, do your job. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Up North at 4. I'm with Tom Doyle, Tom of the famous sweet corn in Rhinelander.
Okay.
So just kind of tell me what you're doing out here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, so I come up in the morning with fresh corn. It's picked in the morning, and I've been doing this for about 40 years. But it starts usually right after Country Fest, the middle of July. And so I started last week, and I come up here before times a week. And I'm really an extension of Turner's Farm Market outside of Wapaka. And I was born and raised down there, and I work with them on it. So when I get down there in the morning, I leave here early, about 2:30, get down there at 5, and they've got the corn picked. And I get loaded by about 6 o'clock and get back up here about 8:30 with fresh corn.
What makes this corn so good, so popular?
Well, nowadays they've got nice, super sweet varieties, and if you pick it fresh, I think fresh is a big thing with corn. If you let corn sit around too long, it kind of sugar starts to turn to starch. So that's a big part of it. But I think the grower does a good job with the new variety, or the varieties that have been kind of tweaked to get them tender and sweet.
40 years of selling sweet corn.
Right.
Why do you keep coming back? Why do you keep selling it?
Yeah, well, it's kind of one of those things you just do. I wouldn't have to do this now if I didn't want to. I used to do it when I taught school up here when I retired. When I retired, I kind of said, well, I don't have to do this if I didn't want to, but it's fun. Really nice people in Rhinelander. They enjoy fresh produce, and I enjoy fresh produce in the summer. And it's just kind of it's just a fun thing of summer, is the sweet corn when it comes on, and meeting the people, talking with the people. And like I say, it's a good, I've only had in 40 years, I think I've only had one bad check, and that was for about $3. So it was good people around here, and they appreciate the fresh corn too.
All right, so for those people who are coming to buy corn, what do you recommend? Is it just salt and butter? Is it the classic corn on the cob?
Yeah, it's pretty much classic. I don't have one way of doing it. A lot of people like to roast it, you know, and they soak it in water, and they ask me how long to soak it. And I just usually do it for maybe a couple hours, but some do it longer. But we just put it in a little bit of water and steam it at home. And some people put butter with it, but we don't put butter or sugar on it. It's good enough the way it is, you know. But whatever they like to do is, I'm okay with that, you know.
Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Right.
Get here early because the corn runs out.
This year, you know, it's been different.
Okay.
I have better sales this year than ever. I think last Saturday was a record. I think people this summer are just, maybe they're not going out to eat quite as much with the virus and that. or maybe they just want some extra little fun or enjoyment with their meal, you know. But it's been going really well. I don't know what it is, and some of the growers, like the farm, they cut back a little bit on what they planted because in March it didn't look too good. They didn't know what was going to happen with the people around the market and that, so they actually cut back a little bit on how much corn they planted, and he was wondering even if he should do the market at one point. And so we might run a little short of corn at times, but I think we'll be able to get it from the neighbors and that down there.
Okay, wow, you're running short on corn, so sales must be way up.
It's going well. This summer has really been going well.
Tom, thanks so much for talking to me today.
Okay, you're welcome, and it's a good day, and take some corn before you leave.
I will definitely do that.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much, Tom.
Yep.
We'll be right back with more on Up North at 4.